Hello everyone,
Hello, my friend.
I'm Pia.
And Eddie.
We are here on the Windmill Lake. It's a man-made lake on the communist time. It's a very beautiful place now, but in the past, down there, under the water, there are entire village with houses, with roads, with everything, and with a big church. And people said sometimes when the level of water is low, that cross of that church
Rising to the
rise. Yeah, you can see that cross of the church. We never see this happened, but we believed. We know there is a village there. Anyway, in the time, this place becoming a very nice place with wildlife and wild animals and
birds.
a lot of greens grows, like you will see in this short filming.
We think it's better to filming this episode in this area because I love the water, both of us, and the nature, and to start reading the Deity, God and the creators.
This mid-lake is very close to Bucharest, and many times we are coming here, I don't know, to connect with nature or just things randomly, I don't know, just clean ourselves about the Bucharest and the crowd and everything. Also, people are coming here for jogging or other kind of sports. Probably you will hear in the time we will read people passing by, do different activities.
Or something fishing because I like to fishing.
Yes, it's very good spot for fishing. At first time we went to filming another place very close. That is in my back, I think. It's an island. It's a very small island of this lake, but we can do nothing there because there are some machines, big machine, and the area is under construction, and we have to come here and start filming and start shooting from here. Please forgive our English. It's first time when we filming us and speaking in English. We are very nervous and we repeat several times, but it's very bad. It's very bad. But I think it's a process, and we believe we have to learn and take it all the steps, because in reality our English is not so bad. But right now, I don't know, it's quite bad. Yes, but it's a process. We believe that, and please encourage us, because we really need it. Return to the main idea. We also think this is a good place to start filming how we'll read in Romanian and English also from Deity, Creator, God, because it's about water. Of course, we are deep in love about water. Everything is about water, we love, and this feeling of nature and freedom. That's why we believe that kind of, traveling and storytelling and journal style, it's best for Deity, Creator, God. Also, we want to tell you it's not easy for us to confess everything about us and all these crazy stories about God, about different other worlds. You will see it's not easy. Also, we'll have to learn a lot how to speak, how to react in the front of the camera. It's not easy, but we are very happy we can do that. So please be understanding with us.
Encourageable.
I hope this will be the last shooting here and everything will be just fine. So let's begin. Also, we want to mention that all this part of the first chapter, first chapter is already on Patreon, and please go there and read it because it's with free access. Also, you can find a lot of videos from us with our daughter who explain this process better in English.
Than us.
Better than us, of course. Okay, let's start now.
Deity, God, Creator.
The Deity, God Creator. 4/4/2017. The birth of God.
The birth of God. God said to me, I'd like to reveal how I came to be. I wanted to know how God was born. His our birth is a complex and evolutionary process. It's similar to the birth of the universe in many ways, although they are not the same historical moment. But as an image and process, they are extremely similar. This birth of ours is a very important moment for both of us and you, and we will try to make it as clear as possible so that it can be understood as deeply as can be. Because it is the basic model on the primordial law, which are the essence after which all other laws were created, as well as the blessing and the curse within the self, which will later unite all other concepts and which can only be fully understood through the lens of this birth. Then I begin to see and feel what and how they felt. They were in their own self, where they lived having everything, where everything was happiness and something resembling a state of nirvana that certain religion preach. First of all, I know it was an inner world, different from how we understand this now. We have knowledge on the old in the other sense, while when talking about then and there, we mean an inner world, one that is internal. Nothing was external. None of what we know considered concrete or real or material existed. Nothing actually existed. Everything was internal. A world in which you do not need anything.
Where there's no hunger because they feed on themselves and from themselves. Where there are no consequences. Conscience. Bleh.
Very good.
But there is a consequentness. Consciousness. I think so. A unitary form of consequences. Consciousness. Because they were one. Then I understood why God holds so dearly onto the truth that we're only one creator, God. Because that's the way it is, and I realize how difficult it is to understand and image this today. At first, I thought that this single consciousness could be linked to that of beings or ants, but I instantly felt the strong opposition of God, and I knew that it would be deeply incorrect and would lead to catastrophic conclusions. I also knew why. I felt that all through we're talking about single consciousness. I don't think so. Each of two was aware of themselves, but self-consciousness was a part of their shared consciousness that could not be separated because it would lead to destruction of the two and this world. So it was an inner world, on the same level as nirvana, where what we call today the experience of happiness was the foundation. Where light can be light, but where darkness can also be light, and light can be darkness because there is no need of conscience to define light or darkness, except what sets them apart from each other are happiness and pleasure in their various forms. I knew at that moment that these perceptions of things is essential for understanding the value that follow. Not even the concepts of good and evil existed, rather happiness or a good thing and happiness, it is an evil thing. That they because you want them to, because you are and your happiness in both the light and darkness. because you are both light and darkness. Thus there is no evil if you aren't it and if you never do it. Rather, everything is good because it's happiness, both in light and in the darkness, because you are it. A world that is as you are, a world that has no words, no image, no thought. All it has are feelings and experiences. I understood the similarity between this and plant life isn't adequate either. Not it's similar, it's sleep in any way. This is a world of yours, in which two doesn't mean two, but one. A single body in which there are two of you, two entities. A world that does not depend of anything from the outside, from which outside does not even exist, for which the concrete, the real, the tangible are altogether different kinds of materials and have other senses without requiring any meaning. I felt this myself, but I also felt through God how valuable is this world. And this feeling of two in one is something inexplicably intimate and profound. I realize that such a world can only be understood if you live it, or only if you take certain parts from our world in order to compare the feelings we have here that you can understand, which the owns from over there, and then you will get the overall picture. Suddenly, I had the sensation I was in the water, in the sea, where I was floating. It was a sea of light, but I felt like a sea from our world. I heard the voice of God telling me, "Now, close your eyes and let yourself float in this sea that is happiness, or you are happiness, and the sea floats as well, or vice versa." Do you feel it, or does it feel you? God asked me. Do you lead it, or does it lead you? I also ask myself. Either way, inseparable you are, and everything is one. But you know about yourself because you depend on another. You feed on another. You, in turn, are the source and food, nourishment, and another depends on you. I continued answering. I felt that he was satisfied with my answer, and that it's how it was, that I understood well, correctly, deeply. God continued. All these things could also be linked to the energy that combines with itself to create light. Although they are two, they still function as one, phase and null circuit. When the two touch, the immaterial becomes concrete and the matter becomes light. It's the floating of happiness where you are both happiness and the happy one, two persons. I added, and the rest of the words almost wrote themselves. I could have lived infinitely in this happy world, full of explosion of supreme bliss and the joy of being. To be happiness, that is fulfilled love, fulfilled joy, fulfilled union, fulfilled discovery, fulfilled desire, fulfilled pleasure, fulfilled good, fulfilled beauty, but also fulfillment by itself. We all are in perfectly fulfilled fulfillness. This is what the wonderful, perfect and eternal place, Word of God. They were within in the world was they. Understanding this without anything else is very important in order to know the Lord, our God, and His world, but also what followed.
If you'd like to imagine for a second that you don't need anything that is real and concrete, and that everything you need is within you, and that the source of happiness is you. You nourish it and are nourished by it, and that in this happiness and love and fullness is everything, nourishment, life, sleep, experience. A real world, although nowadays it seems unrealistic, but is this real like our world today, except everything is different. Then you'll know with complete certainty that everything that is in one will immediately exist in the other. Everything you have, the other will also immediately have, and so on, and you do not want it to be any different. You don't hide anything, you don't do anything else, you don't even need to. speech, image, vision or color or anything, endlessly revolving within themselves, one into the other in this world which was them, feeding on them.
Always increasing, growing, this value which I mentioned before and which did not reach perfection, but its maximum. Through their feelings, experience, they evaluate themselves over and over again, forming waves of their own movement inside. This is the primordial lethargy I heard being said to me. This long period of time since the two energies, beings, creature, I don't know how to translate it exactly. They seem to be all at the same time, begin existing, and up to this point it's called a period of primordial lethargy. From this moment we will move to another stage, primordial deception, delusion. This was a different voice, it seems like a teacher's voice, and the feeling was as being in a university lecture. I knew that such classes, lectures, are held in the kingdom of heaven. Then I knew all this myself. I felt and lived these things as if I had always known them. Indeed, there was a defining moment in this whole state of nirvana, of beauty, of light, of love, of ecstasy that was brought to perfection, to increasingly stronger appreciation value. When all these experiences grow in value and the process of expansion gradually take place, feeling their self both as power and as their multiplication.
Multiplication.
In both incipient form of the values, such as value belonging to the faith, dreaming, true, etc., are born, all having the happiness from before as their basis, which grows, is overvaluated, and becomes power through longing, desire, suffering, sensibility, together with love, happiness, pleasure, satisfaction, beauty, etc., which did not yet exist in these distinct forms, but were integral part of happiness. That exact process is detailed in the following chapters, Primordial Deception, Delusions, and Primordial Lethargy, which will delve deeper into these stages. Now, both speed and rotation increase because all values, spirits, energies, I can translate just one of them, they are all simultaneous. We don't have a word for this in this world. Goes through process of continuous growth, birth and rebirth, becoming more and more concrete. Starting in this stage of living, these values become feelings, then energy, then gradually take on an outline so that towards the end of this phase the process could resemble a dream. I think a different word will fit here, a synonym, but this is what the translate allowed me. We could say they dream within themselves, but the dream in their case is reality, a life of theirs. In the translation that is given to me regarding anything and everything, regarding everything that exists, everything that could exist, regarding thousand and thousand variations. About me, about you, about all the past, present or future that could ever exist. They
therefore experience everything within themselves until the very end, where everything begins all over again from. The whole world, this is a translation, but another word was the correct one, I know for sure, but I can't find it now. The whole of time, everything is lived in this world and in this period of the primordial deception, delusion. They live it in all this, vividness, life, truth, profoundness and hidden deeps in all possible variants, clearer and more concrete on the entire time axis. All of this is therefore them, born of them, existing and pre-existing in them since forever. Speed, suffering, vibration, movement, all this grow in intensity. These had not been named yet and were not yet concrete, or had passed through all form of embodiment. For this reason, they are considered the true, why all law and value have a single source, them. This period is called the primordial deception dissolution because God is deceived in this dream, in this image, in this happiness, thus changing everything constantly through transformation in the new form of living, suffering, embodiment, etc.
Due to suffering that grows in the form of longing, of happiness, of desire for the living, this something that was they and their world emerge through a powerful explosion. By emerging, the primordial deception delusion stage is completed and new periods begins. The exit occurs suddenly from this inside towards the outside. However, they found nothing here because nothing exists beside them except darkness. Once come outside, the two were previously one become two, that is, two separate entities. This is very strange for them because a separate existence was inconceivable. Inconceivable. Inconceivable.
Inconceivable.
Inconceivable.
Inconceivable just a few moments before. However, this bond of being one will always remain intact, and even though this change had occurred, I saw that the same bond exists between people and that we are subject to the same rules. Outside, we may be two or more, even all humanity, but inside, we are one. They have now forgotten this experience, this union of theirs. Now I realize that for us humans, that world is also our world, because it's the world in which we were born within them. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you very much for watching us.
We hope it's not very worst. It's not so worst.
I hope it's better than worst.
Crazy. It was so adventure. It was an adventure, and we have to face a lot of new things here. But we put all our hearts here, and we hope to the best. Don't forget to follow us and read all the chapter in your English better than us on Patreon, and also find us on YouTube channel What the Wow, and send us your, I don't know, your complaining or your thought or
Your opinion, good or bad.
Yes, and tell us what is good, what is best.
What you think?
Yes, what
In
you
a way
think
or another way.
about what you just heard or read it on the Patreon, because it's very important to have this discussion. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoy it, and now it's your time to give us a feedback. Stay tuned.
Stați pregătiți.
Bye.
Bye.